So when you're starting your first business, there is no handbook that covers every single pitfall that you are going to face. I know this firsthand because I have made plenty of mistakes over the years of building different businesses. Today, we are taking the top 10 biggest mistakes that nearly every young entrepreneur makes and what you can do to avoid them. So mistake number 1, waiting too long for the perfect offer. In 2013, when I founded Perception Engineering, we had a product that we were about to launch, but I really spent months perfecting that offer. I wanted everything, the price, the product, the website, to be just perfect and just right before launching. I spent late nights mapping it all out, only to hear crickets when we finally went live. The truth, the perfect offer isn't what you think it is. It's actually what your customers tell you it is. Launch quickly, get feedback early, and pivot fast. Perfectionism is actually a trap. The longer that you delay, the longer you go without that valuable market insight that you really need. Many successful companies started with a rough, imperfect version of what they have now. Think about it. Amazon was just books. Facebook was for college students. They evolved by listening to their users and by adapting. You should do the same. Don't let the fear of failure keep you from launching. Your first version doesn't have to be the best version. It just has to exist. The market will actually guide you towards improvement faster than you could even have done on your own with your spreadsheets in the basement. You might have saved months of second guessing just by putting your idea out there and letting the real customer shape it and give you that feedback. So do not delay with getting your product out there or your idea of your business out there and getting people's feedback quickly. So that brings us to mistake number 2, trying to do everything on your own. Don't do it all yourself. Early on at Perception Engineering, I wore all of the hats. I mean engineering, I mean sales, I mean accounting. I even cleaned the bathrooms on a daily basis almost. You probably can relate to this if you're just getting started as well. It felt a little bit productive, like I was proud of it, but in the moment, I didn't know what it was really doing. It was stretching me thin and leading towards burnout. Eventually, I realized that the smartest move I could really make was to bring on partners and specialists who could help me in the areas I wasn't the strongest in or really even enjoyed doing. This really freed me up to focus on what I did best, growing the business, creating that vision. Delegation is key to scaling. If you're the bottleneck in every process, your business will never grow beyond your capacity. Look at yourself here. Look for talented people to take over those tasks that aren't your core strengths, so you can actually focus on strategic decisions, the things that only you can do. A business isn't just about what you can do, it's about the systems that you put in place for the long-term stability of the business. Focus on those areas that you can create those systems. Don't be the doer, be the creator of the machine that is what your product can create. Many entrepreneurs resist delegation because they fear losing control. Ever been there? Ironically, refusing to delegate means that you'll always be chained to the daily operations of the business. Let experts handle what they do best. Bring in the right people so that they can teach you how to do some of the things that maybe you didn't even know. This way, you'll create a team that's stronger than you could ever be alone. Hire right, and don't be afraid to empower your team. When you trust them, they'll take ownership and help drive that business forward. Do not underestimate the power of a great team or a strategic partnership. Now, mistake number 3 really hits home. This is ignoring your own salary. Here's a mistake that I really felt. So for years at Perception Engineering, I didn't pay myself a penny. My wife actually worked really hard and we lived on her salary alone for several years. And every single dollar that I made, doing hustle around the business, selling the service, we poured back into the business. We put it right back in. While it sounds, like a noble thing to do, it wasn't realistic. No one else would have ever worked for free the way that I did. By not paying myself, I actually distorted my understanding of our financials. It looked like we were operating at low cost, and that wasn't really true because the reality was half of our payroll or all of our payroll wasn't even in there during the early days of the business. If you can't afford to pay yourself, your business model might not be sustainable in the long run. Pay yourself from day one. Your time actually has real value, and acknowledging that will make your business healthier and your decisions clearer. Setting a salary forces you to be more disciplined about profitability and pricing. It really uncovers the things that you're hiding by not paying yourself. Another issue? If you ever thought you needed to hire someone to replace you, you'll just never be able to pay them. It's not in the books because you never budgeted your own salary. Treat your salary like a non-negotiable expense. It's part of running a sustainable business. So mistake number 4 is choosing a business for the wrong reasons. Many first-time entrepreneurs pick a business idea just because it seems like a quick way to, make a buck or make some money. They see an opportunity, they jump on it. I've done that myself. But just being good at something doesn't mean that you should build a company around it. If there's no passion, your motivation will wane the minute that things get hard, and trust me that they will. Choose a problem that you genuinely want to solve. Align your business with your values and long-term goals. That deeper motivation will keep you going when success doesn't seem to come quickly. Building a company is actually a marathon, not a sprint. So make sure that you actually want to run the race. If you don't, you're out. You're not going to finish. Passion matters, but it's not just about enjoying the work. It's actually about fueling that little extra mile that you're gonna need. Those late nights, the setbacks, the tough decisions all feel more manageable when you're working on something that you truly believe in. Now, mistake number 5 is not thinking about the margins. Revenue, yeah, that's great, but profit margin is where the real business health shines. Early in my journey, I focused on boosting sales without fully appreciating how different products or services really contributed to the bottom line. At Swift Solutions, we learned that high margin services actually gave us flexibility, and it allowed us to invest in growth. It allowed us to handle some of those tough months and even reward our team in a different way. Low margin models require massive volume to make a profit. That can really be exhausting, especially for a small team. If you're not careful, you'll spend all of your time chasing those bigger sales numbers without actually bringing in more profit. Over time, this can actually lead to burnout and slow down that growth that you're trying to accelerate. Understand your costs thoroughly. Know what goes into delivering your product or service, like materials, labor, and overhead, and then price it accordingly. If your margins aren't high enough, consider raising your prices. Optimizing your prices or even switching to a more profitable offering could be what you need to do. Look for those recurring revenue models when possible. Subscription or membership models can create consistent cash flow, giving you a buffer to innovate and grow. Don't just chase that revenue number alone. Chase profitability and chase sustainability when you're starting your business. High margin services often allow you to provide better customer support as well, and even invest in quality improvement processes. Think about it. The more resources that you have to be able to grow and expand your knowledge and your team's experience, the better service you're going to provide to your customers. That leads to happier clients who stick around longer. And trust me, once you get that working, it's an exciting cycle of profitability. Mistake number 6, overlooking talent availability. So when you're planning to grow, ask yourself, can I actually find the people that I'm going to need to scale? At Swift Solutions, our success relies on skilled professionals who understand SolidWorks as well as 3D experience. We've been very fortunate to find great talent, and they are amazing, but it's not always easy. If you're in a niche industry, you might face a small pool of qualified candidates, making it harder to hire. And then if your business relies heavily on specialized skills, consider how you'll attract and retain that talent. Salary, culture, location, and growth, these all matter. Alternatively, if you choose a more mainstream industry with a more readily available talent, you might actually find it easier to fill that position, but you'll also face more competition from other employers. Another thing to think about when you're hiring and coming up with talent is your local market versus remote hiring. Post-pandemic, remote hiring has grown, meaning that you can actually hire from anywhere if the role actually allows it. This expands your talent pool significantly. Neglecting talent availability can limit how quickly you expand. You might have an amazing product, but without the right people to deliver it, your business will fail, or at least stall. Now, the 7th mistake that a lot of young entrepreneurs make is just trading time for money. Service-based businesses are easy to start. Just offer your skill and then bill for your time, right? That's how I began at Perception Engineering. But service models, trading time for money, can be really tough to scale because they often rely on the right person doing the right task for the right customer at exactly the right time. Now, I'm not saying this is impossible because we've been able to figure it out, but it is very hard to get it all to align every time. There's nothing wrong with freelancing if you love the work and want to stay small. But if your goal is to grow and really expand your business reach, you need to look beyond hourly billing. Trading time for money creates a hard revenue cap. There are only so many hours in a day and you can only do so much work. Think about how you can turn your expertise into an asset that doesn't require you to be there 24/7. Could you create a digital product, maybe an online course or an automation tool? The possibilities are really endless here and up to your creativity. And they'll actually free you up to work on the business rather than in it. Watch out for this burnout. It is real. If you're always trading time for money, you might find yourself working nights and weekends just to keep up. That's not sustainable if you want to maintain a life outside of your business. So mistake number 8, ignoring the power of technology. Look, it's 2025 and technology is evolving faster than ever. One of the biggest mistakes that I see is ignoring innovation that could really give you the edge. At Swift Solutions, we use AI to streamline repetitive tasks, personalize customer interactions, and really stay competitive against some of the bigger players in the industry. Don't be intimidated by tech. You don't need to learn how to code if that's not your wheelhouse. But you do need to stay informed about the tools and platforms that can make your life easier or your products actually better for your customers. Don't be scared of it. AI isn't the only technology that maybe you need to be aware of. Look around. Simple tools like automation software, CRM software, or even a chatbot can really free you up for strategic work. If you remain old school by choice, some of us do that, you might be risking missing out on cost savings, operational efficiency, and even faster growth. Look at your workflow. Where do you spend time repeating the same task over and over? Ask yourself, could it be automated? Remember, early adopters often gain that competitive edge. So this brings us to mistake number 9, overcomplicating everything. Maybe I'm the only one that ever does this, but entrepreneurs love big ideas and complex solutions. I've been guilty of this myself. Mapping out detailed marketing funnels with dozens of steps and endless logic. But here's the truth, complexity can really kill clarity. Simplicity sells, so customers actually want to understand what you're offering without having to wade through layers of jargon and complicated processes. See how to keep your messaging direct. Make it easy for people to understand and really see the benefits of working with you on your product or with your service. Overcomplication also slows execution. The more moving parts that you have, the more time and resources that you need to spend managing them. The more complexity, the more people need to watch that complexity to make sure that it's moving the right way. This can cause delays, confusion, and obviously mistakes. So focus on delivering a great product or service with a straightforward user experience. If you add features or steps, make sure that they genuinely add value. Clarity and simplicity build trust. If you find yourself needing a manual to explain your approach, maybe you're overcomplicating things, and it's time to kind of take a step back, revisit your core goals, and strip away anything that's unnecessary. So this brings us to the final mistake number 10, not leveraging feedback and data. When I started perception engineering, I thought I knew what my clients wanted. But over time, I realized that I was guessing on many of the different fronts. Real success came when we started asking clients for direct feedback and analyzing the data about what worked and what didn't. Customer feedback can reveal hidden problems or opportunities you never considered. Encourage honest input, send surveys, hop on those calls, watch how people use your product or interact with your service in real-world scenarios. You might discover a new feature or service that could be changed, and this could really lead to that next evolution of the software or the tool that you're using. Data goes hand in hand with feedback. Track key metrics like, conversion rates, retention rates, or even customer lifetime value. Try to identify some trends. Where are things going? Where are things headed? Are we going in the right direction? Don't let your assumptions guide your decisions when facts are available to you. At Swift Solutions, we let data show us which offers resonate best, which marketing channels produce real leads, and where we were losing potential clients. It's amazing how quickly you can pivot when you rely on evidence over ego. Always test, measure, and refine. Marketing conditions evolve, and so should your business. Never stop learning from the people who actually pay for your product and service. Ask their opinions. Now remember, entrepreneurship is a journey packed with learning opportunities. Buckle up, it's going to be a blast. If you're just getting started, use my experiences to shortcut your business growth. Launch quickly, surround yourself with the right people, pay yourself, don't forget that one. Pick a passion worth sacrificing for and embrace simplicity. Now, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Now, if you want to see another video on business building, click the video on the next page and I'll see you on the other side.